Okay, thank you very much. So, welcome back to our weekly Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita discussion. So, we have started Madhya Lila, the latter pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We heard from Grace Grand Mataji and Nityanisha Prabhu last 2 weeks, and we are at verse 45. Let me also share the screen. What is being shared here? Yeah. So this is visible and audio is audible for all.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Okay. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 1, text 46 onwards. Prathama vatsare at advaitadi bhaktagana prabhure dekhi prabhure dekhite kaila niladrigamana. Translation. The first year after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order of life, all the devotees headed by Sri Advaita Prabhu went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. So we saw in the previous classes, previous sessions, how and why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted renounced order and how he approached Mother Sachi and Mother Sachi with a lot of reluctancy. She gave permission, but with the condition that he should be very close to her. And Jagannath Puri was chosen for the place of a Lord's residence. So Lord proceeded to Jagannath Puri, and we are going to see in the coming chapters the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So this chapter is more or less a summary of what we are going to discuss, what we are going to hear in Lord's pastimes in Jagannath Puri. Very beautiful, very sweet pastimes, because most of the period Lord Chaitanya Prabhu spent in Jagannath Puri. So it is a very, very auspicious place from the both the aspects. The two lords, the eating lord and dancing lord, both were present during that period. Of course, even now both are there. Whatever Leelas Lord Chaitanya Prabhu has performed, it is eternal, ever lasting, and always it is happening in Jagannath Puri. Even today, those favorite of the fortunate souls will be able to see, witness the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu in Jagannath Puri. So, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu spent the most of the time in Jagannath Puri, and here we are seeing that the first year after Lord Chaitanya Prabhu accepted some renounced order of life, all the devotees headed by Advaita Acharya went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. So this has continued year after year, and how that happened we are going to see in today's discussion. What I'll do is today's discussion I'll try to cover in two parts, up to verse 50 and from 51 to 56. So we'll see if we're able to cover the second part today, because I'm going to cover the few very beautiful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu in Jagannath Puri with the devotees who are coming from Navadip. Uh, all these pastimes were covered in Chaitanya Bhagavata by Vrindavan Thakura. So I'm going to pick a very few very beautiful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu with the devotees coming from Navadip. Uh, Either in the first year, as we are seeing here in this sloka, then it continued in every year after year. Then from 51 to 56, second part is about Rath Yatra celebration that everyone of us we know, but very beautiful pastimes which we are going to discuss in the coming chapters in very detailed. But the few aspects, philosophical aspects of the Rath Yatra and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, we'll try to cover it today depending on the time. If the time permits, we'll take the second part. Otherwise, we'll do only up to verse 50. So I'll cover up to verse 50, then we'll discuss the pastimes. Text 47. Rathayatra Dekhitahan Rahila Charimasa Prabhu Sange Nritya Gita Parama Ullasa. Translation. After attending the Rath Yatra ceremony at Jagannath Puri, all the devotees remained there for 4 months, greatly enjoying the company of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by performing kirtana, chanting and dancing. Text 48. Vidaya Samaya Prabhu Kahila Sabare Pratyabda Asibe Sabe Gulbicha Dekhi Bare. Translation. At the time of departure, Lord requested all the devotees, please come here every year to see the Rath Yatra festival of Lord Jagannatha's journey to the Gundicha temple. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in a purport, there is a temple named Gundicha at Sundarachala. Lord Jagannatha, Baldeva and Subhadra are pushed in their 3 cars from temple in Puri to the Gundicha temple in Sundarachala. In Orissa, this Rath Yatra festival is known as Jagannatha's journey to Gundicha, whereas others speak of it as a Rath Yatra festival. The residents of Orissa refer to it as Gundicha Yatra. Text 49. Prabhu Agnaya Bhaktagana Pratyabda Asiya Gundicha Dekhiya Yana Prabhure Nilaya. Translation. Following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees used to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year. They would see the Gundicha festival at Jagannath Puri and then return home after 4 months. Text 50. Vimsati Vatsara Aiche Kaila Gata Gati Anyonye Dunha Vinanahi Sthiti. Translation. For 20 consecutive years, this meeting took place and the situation became so intense that Lord and devotees could not be happy without meeting each other. So, this is how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was spending his time in Jagannath Puri, and we discussed how Lord has requested all the devotees who are coming from Navadvipa to visit every year. So here the two aspects of this instruction. One is Lord wants to have the association of all the residents of Navadvipa who came to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the very first year. He was very eager because he was missing their association. He says, I want to see you. Internally, he was thinking, I want to see you. Then externally, he said, please come and have darshan of Lord Jagannath every year. And this was the instruction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this instruction is not only for residents of Navadipa, this instruction is actually meant for every one of us. So Srila Prabhupada has taken a one step ahead. So what is the purpose of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu's instruction there for us to visit uh, Jagannath Puri and take darshan of Lord Jagannath was because many of people were not having an opportunity to enter Jagannath Mandir and take darshan of the Lord in a normal days. So Lord Jagannath is giving an opportunity. He says that, okay, you have no time to come to me, my temple, no problem. I will come to you. So Acharyas explained this in a very beautiful way that suppose when a patient is sick, he usually go to doctor. He usually visit hospital for a treatment. Now, if patient is too sick, he is not in a position to even go to hospital. What will happen? Doctor will come to the patient. It's exactly what is happening here in this particular pastime of Lord Jagannath coming to us, coming out from his mandir and giving darshana. So doctor is coming out because we are so sick. In this Kali Yuga, we are so sick that we don't have even time to see the Lord, time to visit Jagannath Mandir. So Lord says, okay, I understand you are very sick, very diseased person you are. No problem, I will come. Because here the mood of Lord Jagannath is that he want to deliver the Patita Pavana. So because every one of us, we are so fallen that we don't even have a time to remember the Lord. Even we don't have time to even come to temple and see the Lord. So being a Patita Pavana, so he says, no problem. If you don't have time, I will take time out from my schedule and I will come. So he will come out and he will give darshana to all the fallen souls. And those also to those who are not allowed to enter the mandir. So for everyone, Malichas and all other fallen souls, so Lord comes out and give darshana. So Srila Prabhupada has taken it one step ahead. He said, Lord is coming out in not only Jagannath. Now, Srila Prabhupada has taken the Lord to every part of the universe, every part of the world. So now Jagannath Rath Yatra is happening, thousands and thousands of Rath Yatras happening all over the world at the same time, some places in a different days, depending on the time, place, and circumstances. But Lord Jagannath is coming out on his chariot and giving darshana to thousands and thousands of the fallen souls all over the world. So it is not only Jagannath Puri, this pastime is happening in every part of the world. So here Jagannath is not coming out not only in Jagannath Puri, in the streets of Jagannath Puri, but also he is coming out and giving darshana to people in the different parts of the world. So in this 4 or 5 verses we discussed, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu is actually asking the devotees, the residents of Navadip, the very first year, Advaita Acharya and other residents who all came to see the Lord, and how Lord has received them, how Lord has spent the time with them, and what are the instructions of the Lord to all these residents of Navadipa headed by Advaita Acharya. So there are some wonderful, beautiful pastimes covered by Ramananda Thakura in Chaitanya Bhagavata. Though some of the pastimes were in detail discussed in the coming chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita, but it's very apt for us to carry the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and carry the mood of all the residents of Navadipa who are coming to see the Lord in the very first year, and then followed by instructions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they continue to visit year after year. That mood, when we carry, that is a mood we have to continue whenever we either visit Jagannath Puri or have the Lord Jagannath, we worship Lord Jagannath within our houses. So Uddhav Thakura mentions in Chaitanya Bhagavata that when the Lord Jagannath comes out on his three chariots, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Lord Jagannath along with his brother and sister comes out to give darshana to the fallen souls, fallen conditioned souls on his chariots. So Uddhav Thakura mentions that this is called Patita Pavan Yatra. So Patita Pavan Yatra. So it means that it is Yatra. Generally, when we do Yatra, we do for our pleasure. We either go to foreign countries and we do some other materialistic yatra or whatever. So that is for our pleasure. But here, Lord comes for the deliverance of fallen conditions. So that's why it is called Patita Pavan Yatra. It is not a yatra for the pleasure of the Lord. It is yatra for the deliverance of the conditioned souls. So here the reason mentioned by Uddhav Thakura was that since there is no free access to all in the Jagannath temple, Lord Jagannath comes out on the temple to pay his noble visit to all once in a year. So as I mentioned that when a patient is too sick, that he is not in position to even walk, or not in position to even come to the hospital, the doctor, the hospital will come to the patient's house. So this is what is happening, that Lord Jagannath is coming out on his chariot giving darshana to all the conditioned souls. So here Uddhav Thakura mentions that the approval of Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya devotees introduced the journey to Puri every year from the very first year. After first year, Advaita Acharya visited along with the devotees at the residence of Navadip. So Lord, as we just now saw, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving instruction to all the devotees who visited headed by Advaita Acharya. So they started visiting Puri every year from that. And this culture, this system is going on even till today. Thousands and thousands of devotees, they come by foot, they travel by road, they visit Jagannath Puri many days ahead in advance. They start their journey and they come to Jagannath Puri to participate in Rath Yatra. So this system is still going on. So they used to go on foot from Nadia to Puri under the guidance of Advaita Acharya and Shivananda Sen, and they reach before Rath Yatra. So when they came, first what is that they do? First they used to go visit Gambhira and take darshan of the Lord but very first year, some beautiful pastimes happened, and also we are going to see in today's discussion. So it so happens that the first year of his stay in Jagannath Puri, the many devotees, many residents who are feeling separation from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they wanted to come and have the darshana. Not Jagannath, they are feeling separation from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first. And of course, Lord Jagannath is point of attraction for every conditioned soul. He is inviting all the conditioned souls, and he is just spreading his arms, and he says, "Come, come, come! I'm ready to give deliverance to all of you." So they all wanted to visit Jagannath Puri. So the first year, what happened that Advaita Acharya led the group of devotees from Bengal. So when Advaita Acharya starting this journey from Nadia to Jagannath Puri, what he did, first Advaita Acharya went to see Sachimata. So he went to Sachimata and took her blessings, and then they started to Nilachal. So it is not one or two devotees. The thousands of devotees. It's like an ocean is flowing from Nadia to Nilachal. Ocean of devotees, they're flowing from Nadia to Nilachal. They're all made in a huge parties and divided into so many groups, and they started doing Sankirtana. They started going by foot from Nadia to Nilachal. So when they went, they carried a lot of food items, which were very pleasing to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they carried food items, and then they started the journey. So the whole journey was so ecstatic. Even the moment, the thought, even very thought of the journey itself, we'll feel so excited. So many thousands of devotees are chanting, are doing Sankirtana and going by foot from Nadia to Nilachal. So it is a very long discussion which we are going to hear in coming chapters anyway. So I'm trying to cover in a very, very broad manner. So when they reached Kamalapura, from where they started witnessing, seeing the flags of Jagannath Puri Mandir, very, very far from that place. So they started feeling so ecstatic, the feeling of joy. The tears were coming out from their eyes. They started paying obeisances from very long distance to Lord Jagannath from that place, which is Kamalapura. So the moment when they reached Kamalapura, Lord already understood, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu understood that the residents of Navadipa, headed by Advaita Acharya, they are all coming to see him. So immediately Lord has made arrangements to send Mahaprasad to all these devotees. And then Lord, when Mahaprasad went, so Lord was telling his other associates that, this man, Advaita Acharya, what he did, he actually disturbed me when I was in a slumber, when I was in a deep yoga nidra. Then everybody was shocked. They didn't understand what Lord Chaitanya was talking about. So he said, I was in mystic slumber on the ocean of milk when I was awakened by this gentleman. And he was shouting, he was loudly calling me, oh, Lord, please come and save of all of us. So he was, nobody could understand actually what he was talking about. Then he said, my present incarnation is mainly due to this guy. So he disturbed me from my yoga nidra, and he disturbed me and made to come to this place. And now I am feeling separation from the Lord. So this gentleman is not to be spared. So like that he was talking. So people around him were not really understanding what he was talking. So then Chaitanya Prabhu first he sent the Mahaprasad to all the devotees. Then he himself started going. So then both the parties, like Advaita Acharya's party and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, along with his associates, he also went and they met in a place called Atharnala. So those who visited, most of the devotees who visited Jagannath Puri, they are aware of all these pastimes. So Atharnala, they met, and then the moment Lord Chaitanya Prabhu saw Advaita Acharya from a long distance, the very first thing what he did was he paid obeisances on the road itself. It was the first Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. That shows the mood of Lord, Supreme Lord, that how much separation he is feeling from his devotees. This is exactly the mood of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu and the mood of our acharyas to all of us, that Lord is feeling separation from his devotees, and he wants all of us to come back to him as early as possible. So that was the mood of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So he fell on the ground to pay to offer obeisances to Advaita Acharya and all the devotees along with him. So, and Advaita Acharya immediately reciprocated. He paid obeisances to him, and Vrinda Sakura explains, glorifies there. It is not possible for a any human to explain the ecstatic situation of that particular moment. He says that the scene, as all the devotees offered their obeisances and chanted the holy name of the Lord, was so ecstatic that Vrinda Sakura says it is impossible for me to explain that particular situation. So then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu went and hugged Advaita Acharya, and all the devotees around them, they started dancing, so ecstatic. So, and then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu arranged the hundreds and hundreds of prasad garlands from Lord Jagannath Mandir, and he personally put the garlands in each of the devotee there who came with Advaita Acharya. Not only Advaita Acharya, he put the garlands to each and every resident of Navdeepa who accompanied Advaita Acharya, and he put the garland and he hugged them. So that was a so fantastic scene the Sakura was explaining. And then all the devotees started praying the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One beautiful prayer is mentioned here that, "Oh Lord, the only benediction we ask is that we may never forget your lotus feet, birth after birth, whether we are born as human beings, animals, or even birds." So see, this is a mood of the devotees of the Lord. So they are not asking, exactly the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. Lord is there personally is in their front of their eyes, and they never asked, "Oh my Lord, please take me back to Golok Vrindavana or to spiritual abode. We are suffering here." No, they are not bothered about that. They are not bothered about going back home, back to Godhead. They are saying, the only thing I want is we have to remember always meditate upon your lotus feet wherever we are. So it means that they are ready to be wherever. What is that we can understand from this is that if Lord decides, if Lord wants his associates, he engage them. He will engage them in any of the universes, any of the places, in any of the conditions. Sometimes it may be birds, sometimes it may be animals, sometimes it may be human beings. It's the Lord's will, Lord's desire. He will engage his associates in serving, in delivering, in bringing back the conditioned souls like us. So this is exactly what our Senapati Bhakta of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, Prabhupada, has come to this earth, material world to reclaim the conditioned souls like us. So this is the mood of our devotees. They say that please give a benediction that we never forget your lotus feet and always engage in remembering your holy name wherever we are and whatever body we accept in the particular janma. So then that was the moment when Advaita Acharya and Advaita Acharya's party, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu's party, they met. So they were all dancing heavily. So they reached Narendra Sarovar. Narendra Sarovar is the place where Madan Mohan deity, which is Utsav Vigraha of Lord Jagannath, comes and stays there for some time, and that is in the celebration of Chandan Yatra of Lord Jagannath and Baldev. So that was a time when both the parties are met each other in the here Narendra Sarovar, and they did actually they did sporting. They jumped into Narendra Sarovar and they did a lot of sporting there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya, and all the associates. So, and then the Supreme Lord, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performed the Sankirtana pastimes openly before eyes of everyone in Nilachala, but not all could realize the transcendental nature. So no one could, or rather most of the residents of Nilachal, they could not understand the real personality behind Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, no one could, most of them could not understand. Though he was giving a hint, he was giving we see in coming some of the episodes, some of the past times happened, how devotees of the Lord, they have revealed, not only indirectly, some directly revealed, and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was not happy with that. Still, he said, "Okay, whatever you are doing, I'm okay with that." So we are going to witness some of the past times. So, so then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu took all of them to Lord Jagannath Mandir, and then got Jagannath darshan to all of them. Then it is mentioned that Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was situated in the sannyasi order, the most elevated person in human society. The Vedic etiquette requires that even a father must offer obeisances to sannyasi's son. Generally, a sannyasi will offer obeisances only to another sannyasi. But here, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, we saw he was offering, first he offered obeisances to Advaita Acharya when he met him. So Advaita Acharya was a grihastha, he was not a sannyasi. And for a sannyasi, it is not required, it is not recommended that he pay obeisances to another grihastha or anybody. He can pay obeisances only to another sannyasi. But here, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu's mood is completely different. So he says that yet to teach the world about the exalted position of Vaishnavas. So there he is teaching that Vaishnavas are much more elevated than the sannyasis. So they are much higher platforms. Because for them no order, whether it is a brahmachari or grihastha, so it doesn't matter. When moment he is a Vaishnava, he is above all these social orders. So that was the point which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to teach to the world. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renunciate order of the life and offered obeisance to all the Vaishnavas. So this is a point Vrindavan Sakura is making. Then he was telling Advaita Acharya and all the associates that also he taught us the importance of worshipping Tulsi Maharani. That was that moment. The instance that very long pastime. Cut short, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu started paying obeisance to Tulsi Devi, and whenever he walks, whenever he chants, always he used to sit in front of Tulsi Maharani. And whenever he was walking, somebody used to carry Tulsi Maharani in front of him. So as he walked, you used to see he used to take darshan of Tulsi Maharani as he was walking, as he was chanting. Wherever he go, whatever he was doing, always he was having Tulsi Maharani in his front. So that time he was mentioning that I feel despondent like a fish out of water if I do not see Tulsi Devi. So that was a mode. So this is again lesson which Lord Chaitanya Prabhu is telling us. So here Tulsi Maharani, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu is indicating two things. One is Tulsi Maharani herself. Second one is Tulsi Maharani is a great devotee of Supreme Lord. So always one should pray, one should crave for the association of devotees. One should not leave the association of devotees. That is the point he is making. One should feel, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu himself is saying, I feel despondent, I feel so morose, and it is like a fish out of water. So it is a real, the moment we try to visualize that, we think ourselves in the position of a fish which is out of water. What will be our condition? That should be our condition when we feel separation from the Lord, when we feel separation from the devotees of the Lord. So that was the pastime which was happening. Then Lord Advaita Acharya gives a very important statement there. He says that these exalted Vaishnavas cannot be seen even by the demigods, but by your mercy we are fortunate to see them all. So he is taking very humbler position. All the Vaishnavas who accompanied Advaita Acharya, so he is giving such a wonderful position to all of them. So this is again a point which the author is making here, the importance of Vaishnavas, importance of devotees. So this is a position Advaita Acharya himself is giving. Is a position which even Lord Chaitanya Prabhu himself is giving to Vaishnavas. Advaita says that these are the exalted Vaishnavas. They cannot be seen even by greatest demigods. So even greatest demigods cannot see these exalted Vaishnavas. But by my Lord, by your mercy, we are able to see these great Vaishnavas. So then one day, Advaita Acharya approached Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and very beautiful pastime it happens. Kindly come to my house and accept whatever little I have cooked for you. In this way, I will be blessed by your presence. So here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replies that, my dear Acharya, your cooking gives me life because Lord Krishna himself accepts your offerings. I would never refuse to accept food that was cooked by you. So here Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was Lord Chaitanya Prabhu being requested by Advaita Acharya that no, he should come to his house and accept the prasada. So Advaita Acharya was so happy to understand that Chaitanya Prabhu has agreed to come to his house to accept prasad. So he told his wife that we must make sure that Lord tastes each and every preparation. So he called all the residents around Jagannath Puri, and he told, now the Lord is, Advaita Acharya is telling his wife that Lord Chaitanya Prabhu is coming himself to our house to taste every preparation. So, but the point here is, now Advaita Acharya was thinking, if I call Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, he will not come alone. So he will come along with other sannyasis. So that is usually the standard which Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was following. Whenever somebody is calling for prasad, so he used to say, yes, I will come, but he used to take all the sannyasis along with him, who are accompanied, all the devotees and sannyasis who are accompanied with him. So he used to take them on to the house of a devotee who calls them for prasad. But Advaita Acharya thinks that no, actually I wanted to call Lord Chaitanya Prabhu alone. Why? It's not that he don't want to feed other sannyasis, not that he don't want to feed other devotees, but his mood is he want to personally feed each and every item to the Lord. Otherwise, Lord just taste something and he says, okay, he will start distributing. No, you take, you take, you take. So Lord Chaitanya Prabhu is such a merciful personality. So, but Advaita Acharya thinks that I want to personally feed each and every item to the Lord. So he was thinking what I should do. So he was in deep thoughts and praying that some arrangement should happen, that Lord Chaitanya Prabhu should come alone. So when this prayers of Advaita Acharya was going on, so their other side, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, it was a noon time, so he was preparing himself for his other rituals which he was supposed to do, carry as a sannyasi. So he was with other sannyasis. So he sent other sannyasis, okay, let us finish our rituals and then come back here, then we'll go to Advaita Acharya's house. So all sannyasis went in different places to perform their noon rituals as sannyasis. So it so happened that suddenly a powerful storm appeared there, and it mentioned that along the torrential rains by the will of King Indra. Dense clouds created near darkness, and then there was a hailstorm. Miraculously, where Advaita Acharya was living, the storm was mild. But sannyasis who were to accompany the Lord became lost in the clouds of dust and darkness, and thus could not meet one another. So this is again the arrangement of the Lord, because of the prayers of Advaita Acharya, that other sannyasis, they lost. They don't know where they are. There's so thick clouds and lot of storm and dust and complete darkness. So they could not meet each other. They could not accompany Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So the other side, Advaita Acharya was very coolly. He was praying the Lord and he was meditating on the Lord's lotus feet. He himself cooked. He himself cooked every item, every recipe, and then offered to the Supreme Lord. He put the tulsi manjaris on each preparation. Then he went into deep meditation. He started praying, Supreme Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, please come and accept these preparations I prepared for you. So he went to deep meditation, and reciprocating Advaita Acharya's son, Lord appeared his house. He appeared, and then he started chanting and dancing in Advaita Acharya's house. So Advaita Acharya was very, very happy. He was so pleased. Then he made all the arrangements to for the Lord to sit and honor Prasad. Then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu sat down, and Advaita Acharya personally served him, and he fed each and every item as he was wishing. So he fed each and every item he personally prepared to the Supreme Lord. So Lord released the food to his heart's content. So then Advaita Acharya, as Lord was honoring Prasad, taking food, Prasad, Advaita Acharya offered prayers in front of the Lord himself. He started praying King Indra. So he says, today I have become convinced that you are the true Vaishnava. From today onwards, I will offer you flowers and water. You have for you have purchased me. So since you fulfill my desire that I want to feed Lord Chaitanya Prabhu personally, so I thank you from core of my heart. And Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was astonished. He said, what is this going on? Why are you glorifying Indra? Indra is only demigod. Why you are doing all this? Then he said, suddenly you are offering prayers to Indra. What is the reason behind this? Then Advaita Acharya says, please continue eating. It's none of your business. This is exactly what Advaita Acharya told. He says, none of your business. You continue. It is not a matter of concern for you. You eat your prasad. Then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu, he understood. He is Supreme Lord. He knows everything. He started smiling and he said, why are you hiding something, my dear Acharya? This sudden unreasonable rainstorm was all you are doing. You are the man behind it. You are the person for me to pull from my yoga nidra to come to this material world. and you are the person today responsible behind this rainstorm, all done by you only. So you, whatever you are the supreme personality of Godhead. If you decide something, if you desire something, it will surely happen. And he also says that truly it is Indra's great fortune. Not that you have to thank Indra. It is Indra who should thank you. He says that Indra's great fortune that he was able to serve you. Are you whose every wish Lord Krishna fulfills, and who causes Supreme Lord to appear upon the earth to create this such a rainstorm was certainly a child's play. So creating this rainstorm and all, it is a matter of child's play for people like you. You are the supreme person, and based on your call, I had to appear in this material world. So what is this rainstorm? It is nothing for you. Practically speaking, no one knows your real identity and prowess. So this is Lord is discussing with Advaita Acharya. He's saying, by the way, you did all these things fine, but no one knows your real identity. And he says, Advaita Acharya says that, my dear Lord, whatever strength I possess is simply due to my devotion for you. Thus, I pray for the benediction that you will never leave me at any time. So this was a wonderful pastime between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Advaita Acharya. So along the parties who all came from Navadipa, there's so many Brahmanas who all came along with Advaita Acharya. So it mentioned once it happens that many of these Brahmanas and other residents of Jagannath Puri, they all wanted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to their house for honoring Prasad. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started putting one condition. So he said, I will come to your home, accept Prasad, no problem. But he says that first you should become Lakpati, Laksheshwar. You should become Laksheshwar, means you should become Lakpati, the master of 100,000. Then I will come to your house to eat. I only accept invitation from Lakpatis, Laksheshwars. So if you are a Lakpati, then I will come to your home. Then everybody was thinking, oh, we are all poor Brahmanas. Where from you are going to get this lakhs of rupees? So it is impossible for us. You are thinking, my dear Lord, what is this? How can we become Lakpatis in this period? So it is impossible. So please explain me what we have to do. Then Brahman, he told that, do you know who is actually Laksheshwar? According to me, one who daily chants 100,000 holy names of the Lord is Laksheshwar. So he is actually indicating to all of us that engage every moment of our life in remembering the Lord. So that means not only Lakpati will become Karodpatis. So this is what Lord wants us to do in our for us to spiritually progress. Then all the Brahmanas were so happy. They started chanting the holy name of the Lord regularly, 100,000 names of the Lord. Then Lord was visiting all the houses. This is exactly even Srila Prabhupada was same technique Srila Prabhupada used during his initial days of spreading Krishna consciousness when he started this ISKCON movement. So he was telling that arrange a Pandal program and give like a life membership to ISKCON and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So somehow or other, Prabhupada used to engage the devotees. That was condition he was putting. He said, then only I'll come to your home for Prasad. So likewise he was doing. And one beautiful pastime it happened. This will be most probably the last pastime which I'm going to cover. Is that one day, a very blissful mode, Advaita Acharya told the devotees, a very wonderful, beautiful pastime it was. It happened. He says that, today, my dear Vaishnava brothers, today we are all going to chant, we do Sankirtan, and what we are going to do, we are going to glorify Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then all the associates, they're all afraid. He said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will never be happy. We start glorifying him, and we are saying that he is supreme personality of Godhead. He said that he will not be angry. He'll be very angry and he'll be very upset. He'll not be happy. He said, no, don't worry. I want all of you to sing Lord Chaitanya's glories while I dance. If you are afraid, then Lord will afraid that Lord will find out. chant more loudly to drown out your fears. So it says that if you are worried, you are feeling fearful that Lord Chaitanya Prabhu will be upset or angry, to come out of that fear, you chant even more, glorify even more. So if you start glorifying Lord Chaitanya Prabhu even more, your fear also will be washed out, because Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Moksheshyami Masucha. The moment you completely surrender to Lord, so what is the question of fear? Fear from what? The personality himself, no, is driving away all your fear. So what is the question of fear? If you are fearful, chant even more, glorify even more. So that was the instruction of Lord Advaita Acharya. So following his instructions, everybody started dancing, everybody started chanting the holy name of the Lord. So ecstatic. So initially they were afraid. Lord Chaitanya Prabhu always used to hide his real identity. It is for this reason the devotees were afraid to sing about him as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, they could not disobey Advaita Acharya's instructions. So they began to loudly sing. So they started engaging in chanting, glorifying, and doing kirtana and dancing. And the tempo of the kirtan picked up, and Advaita Acharya danced ecstatically. Because the songs were new to the devotees, they enjoyed the singing more than usual. Hearing loud kirtana, Lord Chaitanya Prabhu arrived upon the scene. He said, "What is this happening? What is this? You people are telling me as Supreme Personality of Godhead." He was covering his ears. He said, "No, no, 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 don't do that." He beheld a magnificent spectacle. Thousands of devotees, thousands of associates assembled there. They were not bothered. Lord Chaitanya Prabhu says, "No, stop, stop." They were not listening to it, because they were completely so much ecstatic. They were not in a position to realize what is happening around them. The devotees felt no fear as they loudly chanted Lord Chaitanya's glories while he stood in front of them. So Lord Chaitanya Prabhu standing in front of them, and they were so ecstatic, they were not even looking at him. They were dancing, they were chanting, they were glorifying him, so ecstatic. So Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was feeling so ashamed, and he covered his ears, and then he left from that place. Then all the Vaishnavas who were engaged in Kirtana, after some time, they were all so happy, and they all went to Gambhira to meet Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Prabhu was just in a resting position, and now all the devotees, they came there. Now they started feeling feeling nervous, because now they know we have to face Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. He's sitting here. He knows that what had happened. So he will definitely call. He will definitely ask us. He will definitely chastise. He will be very angry. So they're all afraid. Being very nervous and afraid, the devotees began to pray while remembering Lord's lotus feet. So then Lord Chaitanya Prabhu got up for some time. He was very upset. He was feeling very sad, and because he is such a person, such a personality, the very reason for his appearance as a devotee, otherwise he would have appeared as the Lord himself, but he appeared as a devotee to convey a message of how one should engage in the devotional service in the mood of separation. The whole object of the whole crux of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu's pastimes is the mood of separation. If he comes as a Lord himself, then where is the mood of separation? So he comes as a devotee of himself, and he exhibited the mood of separation. He says that it is far better to feel the separation than praying for the Lord, praying to see the Lord. So it means that somebody who is praying the Lord, "Oh Lord, I want to see you, please give darshana." So that is one aspect of devotion. Second aspect of devotion is feeling separation. I'm not asking Lord to come in front of me, to give his darshana. So the mood of Chaitanya Prabhu, which he is telling us, is that one should pray, one should chant the holy name of the Lord, one should engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Any activity we do for the pleasure of the Lord should be in the mood of separation, not the mood of, "Oh Lord, I am giving you, offering you this, I'm doing this. Please come and give me darshana." No, that should not be the mood. So that this exactly is the mood of gopi. This is a gopi bhava. Gopi bhava is something which we feel complete separation. When we chant the holy name of the Lord, chanting holy name of the Lord with the mode of separation, this is how we see Chaitanya Prabhu's tears were coming from his eyes. Not that he himself is the Lord. What he's trying to tell us is that we should chant the holy name of the Lord, or any activity. When we see the Lord, what happened to Chaitanya Prabhu? When we see the deity of Lord Jagannath, he used to feel so ecstatic. The hairs used to stand on his body, and he used to faint. No, it is nothing artificial. So that is the mood of separation. Not saying that we should try to imitate or try to feel that, okay, my hair is standing, why my the tears are not coming, let me try some, let me a drop of tear comes out, then you say, oh, I'm a devotee now, I'm feeling separation. No, that separation should, we should feel in our heart. The moment when we touch the beads, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. That moment, that feeling should be, I'm praying the Lord, I'm chanting the holy name of the Lord, but my feeling should be, I'm feeling so separated from the Lord. When the association is going to happen, not that physical Lord should come and appear in front of us. That's mode of separation. See, it is very easy for all the gopis and Radharani to, because it is not so far from Vrindavan to Dwaraka, where Krishna was residing. It is not so far for them to go to Dwaraka and see. But they were feeling so happy, so ecstatic, that every moment the Lord is associated with them when they are in Vrindavan. So that the mode of separation is what the important point here highlighted by Chaitanya Prabhu. Said something miraculous happened. Thousands of people from all over India who had come to see Lord Jagannath suddenly appeared at Chaitanya Prabhu's door, being anxious to see him. So here it is mentioned that all the other devotees, when they started praying the Lord, thousands of devotees suddenly appeared where this Gambhira, where the Lord is taking rest. Then Lord started telling to Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur was, he asked Srivas Thakur, my dear Srivas Thakur, leaving aside the glories of Lord Krishna, what avatara you are singing about today? Please explain this. So I'm so upset. What is that you are doing? You should have chanted the glories of Lord Krishna, but what is that you are doing? You are chanting something else. Can you please explain? Then Shiva Sakura got up. He is very talented speaker. He started replying, my Lord, we sang what the Supreme Controller wanted us to sing. So he was hinting what Advaita Acharya has told. He said, our Supreme Controller has told us to sing, we sang. He said, we are only puppets. Like puppets, they act as Supreme Controller, what Supreme Controller wishes. So this is what happened today. So we sang what the Supreme Controller wanted us to sing. Lord retorted. Then he said that you are all great scholars. Why do you disclose that which is meant to remain secret? So this is where Chaitanya Prabhu revealed. He was chastising them. This matter is supposed to be very confidential. Why you are making it to the public? Then this is a very important thing happened. Shiva Sakura, he didn't answer. He just raised his hand. He just showed his hands up, and he was trying to do like this. There was sun on the top. Then he was just showing his hands like this, and he started smiling. Then it means that, what is this, mighty Sivas? What is that you are doing? What is that you are saying like this? Then Shiva Sakura says, clearly, I'm trying to cover the sun with my hands. But is it really possible to do so? Similarly, can your fame be concealed? Even if it were somehow possible to cover the sun, the palm of one's hand, it would not be possible for you to hide yourself. Your glories are known everywhere. Right now, in Brahmaloka, Kirtana is happening in glorification of you. How many of us are you going to punish for this? So he revealed the secret. When Chaitanya Prabhu doesn't want his glories to be sung by people, by his devotees. Now, Shiva Sakura revealed, he said, how many of us you are going to stop? I cannot stop, cover the sun with my hand. Similarly, I cannot I cannot stop spreading your glories. Your glories are, everyone knows about glories by now. Not only here, my dear Lord, in Brahmaloka, he revealed how Sivastakura knows about this. He was sage Narada himself. So he is saying, in Brahmaloka, all this are happening. Your glories are being chanted. So how many of us you are going to punish? How many of you are going to stop? So likewise, very beautiful pastimes. These all happened when all the parties coming every year from Navadip to Nilachal. So likewise, there is so many hundreds and thousands of pastimes happening. Even till today, the parties are coming every year. There are many exalted devotees here who all witness this, and they are all visiting Nilachal every year, Rath Yatra. I was so unfortunate that even till today, not even once I could see Rath Yatra in person. So I don't know. I sincerely pray, beg blessings of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas assembled here. But at least once in my life, I should be able to see, physically witness Rath Yatra festival. So a lot of pastimes are there, which I wanted to cover, but since the time is short, already 9 o'clock. So with the permission of all the devotees, would like to stop here. We'll continue next week from verse 51 onwards. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavata pranam to all. Hitesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata pranam. It was such a ecstatic class, Prabhuji. You really took us to the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gopi Bhav. Thank you very much for amazing class today. Hare Krishna. Maybe you